Introducing the latest survival innovation. Use it to reach high places. Serve drinks and impress your friends. Secure your home from intruders. Oh well, maybe next time. Use it to stay organized. It makes an excellent paperweight. You can use it to get ripped. Yeah! Use it as a soapbox to warn about the end of the world. Make yourself look taller for dating apps. You can use it to confuse NPCs. It can counsel you through these trying times. You can even use it to crush your enemies. What was that? It's actually the world's most powerful portable power system? This thing does everything!
Bluetti did not approve of any of the aforementioned use cases as demonstrated in this video. Using the device to crush your enemies may void your warranty. Side effects of using the device to crush your enemies might be a very sore back. Get it while supplies last.
All right, guys, I know what you're thinking. Oh, yet again, another paid for, bought, and sponsored video by another shyster YouTube influencer peddling his Chinese solar lithium power banks. And you're right. However, I must say that over the years, I've reviewed dozens of these portable power generation systems. In fact, I reviewed the first one that ever came into existence. Now I'm hoping that this might be the last one. So what we're gonna find out today, is this bullshit? Is this a pass or is this ass? Let's talk about it. All right, guys, so Bluetti contacts me out of the blue. They're like, Nate, can you please review this brand new product? And I'm like, well, what's it all about? They told me what it was all about. I said, okay, fine.
They were like, we hereby order you, Canadian prepper, you must first agree to this term and this term and this term, and you must also agree to show us the video so we can pre-screen it before you release the video. And I was like, you, I ain't your I ain't your
Then they messaged me back and they said, okay, fine, because you're such a big deal in this wide world of affairs, we're going to make an exception for you only to trash talk our unit if it needs trash talk. So today, we're gonna review the Apex 300 by Bluetti. All jokes aside, guys, this is a pretty damn good product, and the only reason why I'm reviewing it at all is because it's got some really unique features. So let's go talk about it. Okay, when it comes to solar panel and portable power battery banks, I'm not a technical expert. There are plenty of channels that are going to give you an in-depth breakdown of the specifications and the capabilities in a way that I'm not even going to attempt to. All I can say is my perspective on this product as a prepper and whether or not I'm actually going to use this thing or just donate it to one of my socialist camera crew. Now, the biggest claim to fame with this product is a simultaneous 120 volt and 240 volt output, but we're not going to talk about that so much. I want to talk about the price per kilowatt hour that you're getting here. We have a grand total of around 8,500 watt hours across all three of these units. So we have the main head unit, and then we have the two extra battery banks. Now you can combine up to 3 of these head units for a bigger overall output power. And for each one of those units, they can all have their corresponding 6 batteries for a grand total of something like 58 kilowatt hours of power. Right now, if you get the Kickstarter campaign before the Chinese tariffs, and I have to emphasize this, okay, because these types of products could skyrocket in price after this 90-day reprieve from tariffs. I'm looking at the prices on this thing right now from Indiegogo, and I can't believe these prices, man. This is absolutely insane. So for this, with the battery, it's $2,700 Canadian. That's a pretty damn good deal. For $4,400 USD, you can get 2 head units and you get 2 additional batteries. You're basically getting a Tesla Powerwall for $4,400. When I first started doing this, 1 kilowatt hour mini portable generator that didn't have any of the features that this thing does cost me around $2,000. Okay, so the price per kilowatt hour is almost on par with the whole home designated proprietary type systems that you would have professionally installed, with the benefit that this is modular and it's portable. The reason they were able to achieve that low price point is because they took a lot of the stuff out that they found that a lot of people were not necessarily in need of or using. So what that means is you have up to 14 different accessories that you can get to build out your own customized modular system. And one of the biggest things I like about this, guys, is the form factor. It's a simple rectangle. A lot of these portable power stations, they're very odd shapes. For something that's supposed to go in a tiny home or an RV or even in a garage, this is probably one of the simplest shapes, and I really hope Bluetti doesn't change the shape. Even if they upgrade the product, please keep the form factor, because quite frankly, that's what I like about this product the most, is how simple it is. When I first heard that this thing comes with its own portable dolly system, I was like, that's kind of dumb, because there's a lot of these on the market that have their own wheeled systems. They sometimes can get in the way. Don't get me wrong, they can be very convenient depending on your use case. But if you're somebody who's going to be putting this in a semi-permanent situation, the ability to wheel it around on this designated dolly, and you don't need this, you could use another one, but the one that they provide is actually really sturdy. So this is not exactly something that you're going to go on a hike with. However, I would say that most people should be able to maneuver this around. Okay, so the question is, what can this actually power? I would say of all of the power banks that I've ever reviewed, this by far has the largest output power if you combine 3 head units. As a solitary head unit, you're going to be able to export around 3,800 watts, which is usually more than enough to power any appliance within your home. The exception might be some central air systems, which consume a lot of power. The beauty of a system like this is maybe you only need the head unit and the 2,700 watt hours that are stored within. Maybe you want to scale it to something that you can use on a tiny home, or maybe you want a whole home solution and not have to make any sort of exceptions on how much power you're using. You can do that. So with any type of unit like this, you have to keep energy conservation in mind, because while they are increasingly capable in terms of their battery storage capacity, you're always going to be limited compared to what you would get off the grid. Now, this is perfect for an emergency preparedness situation where you're obviously going to be rationing the energy that you use. You're not going to be firing on all cylinders in that type of situation, and honestly, that might just attract some unwanted attention from marauders and hooligans, so you don't want to be doing that. The question of whether or not this is a replacement for a custom build off-grid solar system, the answer is probably not. But it's going to get you very close depending on how much you want to build it out and scale it. This is ideally suited to somebody who is somewhere in between an RV, a tiny home, an off-grid cabin. Honestly, something like this would be perfect. Let's bring this inside and I can pretend I know what I'm talking about some more. So there's plenty of other technical experts in their lab coats who assiduously break down every little minor detail with respect to what the capabilities of these things are. Roll the highlight reel.
120 volt grid at 15 amps or 1440 watts.
It's got the NEMA 1450P plug on one end.
Inverter is going to charge
2400
sideways, that's plenty.
3000 watt inverter. Didn't fully support the but with this upgrade.
Whoa, geez, okay. So what it comes with is there's no DC on this frickin' system. Now some of you are gonna be like, no DC, what the f? And all I can say is don't worry, because there's a mod for that, but it's gonna cost you money. Now, going back to why this system is so cheap, it's because they don't throw any of the bells and whistles. It's like buying one of those economy trim vehicles where they still have the roll-up windows, right? But sometimes that's all you need and that's all you want. Now, you'll also notice that there's no USB outputs. And I have to say, this is one of those things for me I have a hard time with. All right, so one of the biggest claim to fames of this unit that has all the influencers highly aroused is that 240-120 switch. Okay, wow, it can do 240. Congrats, Bluetti, you did it. And you know what? You can do it with the flick of a switch. In fact, it's even simultaneous, so you can be drawing 240 and 120 at the very same time. So it does come with that 120, 240 volt split phase inverter. Out the box, you're getting 2400 watts input of solar power. Now, while that might not seem like a lot, this is because they know that lots of people aren't going to use this for more than that. If you have those portable solar panels that are about 400 each, how many people are actually going to carry 6 of those around with this unit and fully max out their solar input? So what they've done is they've added an additional accessory if you want to buy it, and you can actually take in, I think, 30 kilowatt hours of solar panels. We have 12 kilowatt bypass charging. If you wanted to, say, power your Tesla vehicle directly from your solar system, you could ostensibly plug your vehicle into this. This would be plugged into your solar system, and that electricity would pass right through this. It would bypass these batteries and go right into your Tesla. That's going to enable you to not have to deplete this battery. This has 0 millisecond uninterrupted power supply. This means that if there was a power outage and this was properly wired into your home, there would be no disruption in the power supply. Now, this unit can integrate with third-party micro inverters, generators, or grid-tied solar systems. So if you already have a solar system, this will be compatible with it, but you might need to buy an accessory or two. Now, the question on everyone's mind is this future-proof? The answer to that is sort of. This has 6,000 recharge cycles. Let's say you were to completely deplete these batteries every single day. Well, you're talking then about 15 years worth of use until the battery only retains around 80% of its original capacity. So that doesn't mean that the batteries are going to immediately crap out. It just means that over time they're going to diminish in their ability to hold power. Now, the interesting thing about the lithium iron phosphate technology, which is quickly becoming the industry standard, is that it's far less volatile than the standard lithium ion chemistry. So you don't have to worry about spontaneous combustion of your batteries in your home. That's always been a concern for me. Even having my own off-grid power supply, I keep my lithium batteries far away from my home. I've seen way too many videos showing these things spontaneously combust, and as it's still very rare, the runaway thermal effect is something that could potentially happen. You don't have to worry about that with this lithium iron phosphate chemistry. You know, this is one of those things, it's going to last you 6,000 charge cycles. So in terms of the price point itself, I don't think you're going to get a better deal on this. I'm holding Bluetti to account right now. If I promote this for you on Kickstarter, you better be damn sure that those 14 accessories and the batteries and the head units themselves are going to continue to sell for years to come. And if you do make fundamental changes to the system, that it be backwards compatible. If not, we're coming back to this video and I'm coming to your house when the shit hits the fan. Now, I have to say one final disclaimer. I do get an affiliate commission from the company. If you found this video useful, fine, go get it in the link in the description below. It helps out the channel. Bluetti, I hope you can make good on this promise. And if you guys want to capitalize on this, I honestly don't think you can go wrong. It's a good unit. Get it if you want it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Canadian Prepper out. Who assiduously break down every little minor detail with respect to what the capabilities of these things are. Roll the highlight wheel. Oh, the highlight wheel? I'm getting, got that Joe Biden or the highlight wheel? So I just say roll the highlight wheel? The wheel? Roll, it's because I'm saying roll. Roll the highlight wheel. Roll the highlight reel. Roll the highlight reel.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, where you'll find high-quality survival gear at the best prices, no junk, and no gimmicks. Use discount code PREPPINGGEAR for 10% off. Don't forget, the strong survive, but the prepared thrive. Stay safe.